Oliver Gildart
Yeah.
returning to Super League with the Leopards.
How good?
Take us through that move. How did it all come about? It seemed to kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think just the way that it started, obviously with Ricky Leutele having that injury from a couple of weeks ago, and since having to go and have his spine operated on, certainly puts him out for the year and puts us under a little bit of pressure there. So us having a small squad, we just put the feelers out there for a centre that could play that left-hand side. So obviously with my relationships with Oliver in the past at Wigan there, it was just a quick call and connection there. And once we made that call, he was eager to go. And, very fortunate for us. He's a world-class centre, and I think he'll do a great job here. He's very close as well with a few of the players in the team, and Josh Charnley, who he's played with and won grand finals with as well at Wigan. So, a real good fit for us, especially this late on in the season.
Was he quite keen to come back over straight away, or did he need to take a little bit of convincing to try and get him to obviously leave Australia, really, to come back to England?
Yeah, he was prepared to wait out the year there and do his part for the Dolphins, and obviously hasn't played any games for the Dolphins this year in 2023, so he's been frustrated with that. He hasn't moved as well, so his partner stayed back there and is packing up, but that was all part of the communications, and all of a sudden it worked for us. So we're very grateful for it. I know he is heading elsewhere next year, so short-term contract, but his family, where he'll live, is only 10 minutes down the road, so it's a natural fit for him and for us.
Will he play this week, do you think?
Oh, he'll be added to the squad. We've just got to make sure that he gets through this week in regards to, it's a long flight with legs and heavy legs and things like that, but if we can find a place for him, that's what he's been brought here for, to play. So obviously these 2 weeks aren't ideal for him with the week leading into the Challenge Cup. He can't play next week in the final of the Challenge Cup, so he'll certainly be there or thereabouts the week after.
And just on this weekend's game, will you look to rest some players? I know we've seen the whole KR squad, and they've kind of taken the majority of their guys out of this week, but Lee can't do that as much as what Hull KR can. So yeah. What are your plans?
Yeah, I think our philosophy's been pretty clear all year. We've been on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week round basis with performance, and where we sit on the ladder is really important to us. So we can't afford to not take our eyes off that ladder on the Super League. So, the preparation has been set all year, and all the players know this, that we're going to pick our strongest team moving forward for this week. Maybe one or two players may be rested that have nigglies, and that's a decision that we'll make on captain's run. But it's business as usual for us. It's important that, in my philosophy, in my opinion, that it's another opportunity for us to play together as a group to get it right for the big game. So rather than the other option, we'll stick with our philosophy and making sure that we play well this weekend.
Yeah, and the news coming out last night about Lachlan's contract extension, I mean, it'll save you getting asked about it every single week on these press calls about his future. Yeah. I mean, how important is it to have him secured in for the long term?
Oh, it's just the best news that we could possibly have leading up to this week and next week with the Challenge Cup. So it took some work getting there, but we've reached there. He's agreed, and that's put a massive smile on my face. And I know all of the players here. He's a popular member of the squad. He's a leader within the group, and I know all of our fans have been really happy about it. So, having said all of that, it's cleared his mind up too. It's important that the players that you need secured get done quickly, especially with the important weeks that are coming up. And I think the timing of that's been perfect.
And it is the deadline tomorrow. Do you expect any more signings to be made, any more late business, or is that pretty much you done now?
No, that's pretty much us done. I know everyone's scrambling to do what they need to do, and but that's us pretty much done. Not done, pretty much done. Drew?
There's a hint. Just finally, before I pass you on, Adrian, was you queuing up near the club shop the other day for the Leopards final jersey?
No, I've taken one from behind the counter before it opened up, so I'm okay in that area. But I just want to thank all of our fans for their patience through that. I know it's a difficult time, and it's just a great opportunity to get some merchandise for a game that we haven't been involved with for a very long time. So I know there were a lot of hours waiting, but I know as well that when they get him, they'll be very proud of him, and certainly have the colours and the leopard print going all the way down through Leeds this week, and then into Wembley week next week.
Top man, Lammy, I'll pass you on.
Thanks, buddy.
Hi, Lammy. Robin here, Radio Manchester.
Hey, Robin.
Just wanted to ask you on Ollie Gildart to start with. Will he be able to play in the Challenge Cup final?
No, he hasn't qualified. He's I think it was the 14th of July, around that date there, that he needed to be registered by. So he's not involved with that at all, and that's why he won't play next week. But we're trying to get him some sort of role this week if he recovers well enough before the Sunday game after the long haul travel, and then the week after you'll probably see him in a fixed position there moving forward.
On Lachlan, obviously wonderful news for you. Can you give us an insight into the conversations that, of course, you have regularly?
Yeah.
But how it's led to this stage, and whether there was any ever doubt?
Oh, there's a couple of NRL clubs that have come in for Lachlan, and he needed to weigh that up. I've talked to him as a coach and a father, really, on several occasions, but try to keep out of it as much as I did, and I've done that. I've kept out of it just because it's a conflict of interest to some sorts. But I made sure that I communicated with both parties through it all, and I think the outcome is absolutely ideal and perfect for where we are as a club moving forward, not only this week but for the Challenge Cup and for this year, but for the next 2 years. So, it's exciting that he's going to be around here. I play golf with him too, so he's a bit of a golfing partner, not only a good rugby league player, but a partner on the golf course when we can get a chance to play. So, and he's my son, so it's good to have him here. So, having said that, I know his brother's coming over in a couple of weeks to visit him as well. So he's in a really good headspace at the moment. He's a really important part of the team. He's an important member, very popular with the rest of the guys, and I think his signing has certainly, lifted the week with the players around.
Was it a bit of a test for you? Because, like you've just highlighted there, you have to go between being a coach, a father, also having Lee Lepper's interest at heart, but also your sons. Was it difficult in some ways to kind of make the right noises to him, I guess?
Yeah, it is a difficult situation to be in. Especially when there's other things to take into consideration, and a lot of pressure from NRL clubs to get him back over there immediately. So he felt he understands the loyalty that he should or give the club, the Leopards, for giving him an opportunity to be here. Don't get that wrong. He understands how important we've played, the role that we've played in his development as a player, and he wanted to stay here first and foremost. So that was really important to him and for the fans to know that he didn't want to just take off at the first opportunity. So he's made some tough decisions to stay, and we're very grateful for that. But it is a tough place to be in, and but the key is to make sure that you communicate to both parties without getting in the middle of it.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, and good luck.
Thanks, Robin.
Hi, Adrian. How you doing?
Callum, good. You okay?
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you. You spoke about Ricky having his spine operated on.
Mm-hmm.
Just how serious is that injury?
Yeah, it is a very serious injury. In one of the games, he had a bit of pins and needles in both feet and both hands. Lost a little bit of power in his legs, so it's a really dangerous one. I think it was in the last time we played at home here. So actually, it was at Salford, against Salford, and it's one of those ones where when he's not playing, there's no symptoms for it. So it's an easy one just to keep playing. But we did all the testing and we found that there's a little bit of bruising on his spinal column, which is on his spinal cord, which is a real danger for him or any player. And a lot of players have had the discs fused to be able to make sure that it doesn't get in that way again in the future. So Ricky's had that operation. He's back into training. He's walking normal. It looks like there's nothing wrong with him, to be honest with you. But it'll take a 4-month minimum to get back to where he needs to be. So it's short term for him, but very important that we look after the best interest and welfare of the player first and foremost.
And of course, you tied down Lachlan. How are negotiations going with the likes of Kai O'Donnell, etc.?
Yeah, they're all really close as well. You know, I think hopefully some good news in the near future, but everyone else will be, you know, looking like it's all positive news as well. But we'll know more about that the next 7 days.
Cheers, Adrian. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.